Greetings, Commanders! New Year is almost here, which means the traditional discounts on premium ships are just around the corner. And with that comes the eternal beginner's question in modern warships. What should I buy as my first gold ship, the Yamato or the Missouri? Especially now that the latest update gave both steel giants a power boost. In this video, we'll not only break down these legendary battleships, but also give you a clear, no-nonsense answer. What does the phrase battleship evoke for a seasoned sea dog? Gleaming steel hulls the size of city blocks, and the thunder of main battery salvos. Submarine captains, on the other hand, just here, easy target. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Even though our game takes place in the near future, artillery in modern warships is just as important as missiles and torpedoes. Sure, our artillery guns are also modern. We even have railguns, but what's better than a good old 406mm main battery? The real question is, where do you get it? Simple. You raise the legendary Yamato from the seabed, scrape off the rust, grease the mechanisms, and sail into battle to turn fancy modern frigates into premium scrap. And why not? No one's stopping us. Honestly, it started as an experiment that got out of hand. Because after the Yamato, we had to go hunting for blueprints of the Bismarck, the Iowa, and other battleships. But that's another story. The ship turned out almost too authentic. You won't find any modern systems on her at all, aside from flares. From the anchor to the prop on the deck attacker, everything is steeped in history. History about how Grandpa's artillery splinters everything in its path. The arsenal is packed with fast-firing cannons. 12 127mm mounts and 6 155mm mounts. A full broadside deals 133,000 damage, and total DPM breaks 1 million, assuming every shell hits. For comparison, that's roughly 3 EMRG Koenigs mounted on the Arkansas. But don't celebrate just yet. The dispersion is pretty wild, and at long range, you'll never squeeze out its full value. That's what the main battery is for. Its accuracy isn't amazing either, but a single salvo from these monster cannons averages around 180,000 damage. The price for that kind of power is a long reload, 14 seconds. On top of that, you get a handful of autocannons, but compared to the main and secondary batteries, their damage looks modest, 40,000 to whatever gets within 5 kilometers of the Japanese giant. The Yamato's AA, though, is pure decoration. 24 mounts tickle aircraft more than they actually hurt them. The deck attackers at least have machine guns. If you manage to shoot down the strike switches with them, maybe you should consider becoming a carrier main. The Yamato's survivability rests entirely on your mental fortitude, and her massive 611,000 durability pool. Like a true samurai, you'll endure and persevere and endure. Helping with that is the ship's unique perk of increased HP regeneration, 1.5% every 4.5 seconds. Very pleasant, especially when you remember her poor seakeeping. Just 16 knots and sluggish handling are probably the ship's biggest downsides. In modern warships, the Yamato is a brute with a shotgun. The closer the target, the scarier it gets, as long as that target isn't in the air or underwater. Aircraft and submarines are the battleship's worst enemies. Torpedoes are especially terrifying because you have no tools to stop them. In theory, a single Z-18 torpedo helo can sink Yamato on its own, so solo battleship play is heavily discouraged. You always need an escort, teammates to protect this powerful but vulnerable flagship from air and sub threats. So if you're an introvert and a lone wolf, our second hero might suit you better. The Missouri battleship isn't as raw power strong as the Yamato, but she's much more flexible. First, she can actually shoot down aircraft, which is already a big deal. Second, she's 3 knots faster than Yamato. Third, she's been modernized. The old deck attackers are gone, replaced by a helicopter pad, 4 modern AA hardpoints, and 3 missile cells. Aircraft don't scare Missouri nearly as much. With a dual-purpose missile like the RIM 174 and a good AA missile system, you've got ways to swat flyers. If that's not enough, you've also got 2 Bofors Quadro AA cannons, sending their regards to enemy aircraft for 27,000 damage every 4.5 seconds. Just make sure the target flies in a straight line. The Americans' secondary battery isn't as impressive as the Japanese one. 6 Mark 12 mounts deal 68,000 damage every 7 seconds, for a total DPM of 541,000, about half of the Yamato's. The accuracy of the secondaries is nothing special, but the Missouri's main battery is more accurate than Yamato's, even if it hits softer. 141,000 damage per salvo with a 12.5-second reload. So no, Missouri doesn't deal as much unavoidable damage, but thanks to the missile cells and better mobility, you get more ways to make the ship work in a real match. The Yamato and the Missouri are the first battleships in modern warships, and they're a great entry point into this demanding class. Behind their destructive power lie all the classic weaknesses. Every salvo lights you up across the map, and suddenly everyone wants a piece of you. Submarine captains, pilots, and long-range snipers. Playing battleships is a constant challenge. To find the right path to the enemy and punish them while dodging air raids and ballistic missile strikes, you'll need nerves of steel, a strong will, and a year's supply of heart meds. The Missouri is the choice for a multitasking tactician, while the Yamato is for those who just want to hit hard and hit simple. But which gold ship should you pick as your very first? The answer is obvious. Of course, the Tsumva.